Hello and welcome to the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. You're joining us on the YouTube stream. So hello, wave, everyone. Wave, Russ, wave. That's why they're here. Hello, thank you very much for watching. If you are listening to us on the podcast, on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever you're listening to us on, thank you very much as well. You are definitely in the majority, but next time, why don't you use your eyeballs instead of your ear holes and enjoy the stream, because we suffer for our art. And suffering is okay every now and then, a little bit. What do you reckon, guys? Just a little bit?
I don't know if you can call sitting around in a room, not being bothered by anyone and whinging about pop culture suffering. Exactly.
I know, but you know, when you
Look
live
at the fucking trooper here.
when you live the celeb lifestyle like us, you know, it's just this isn't fun. This is work. This is just work for me. I mean, I don't enjoy this at all. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I enjoy this. You are joining us on a nice podcast. We're going to be looking at some of the news. Obviously, there's the new trailer for Spider-Man. Is it No Way Home? Which
yes, but it's pronounced
brilliant.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Phil Spiderman.
Spider-Man had No Way Home, which looks great, so we're going to have a look at that in a bit of detail. The 1.3 patch is out for Cyberpunk, so I'll pick that apart at some point just to say that, you know, things are getting okay and on track, and various other bits and bobs as well that we're going to look at. I'll just do a quick pass just to let you know who everyone is. Russ, say hello.
Hello, Russ.
Dan, say hello.
Hello.
And I am Tom. Hello. Dan, I'm going to hand over to you because we're going to do the Nouse.
Oh, there's just so much to talk about. So much news to talk about. I don't know where to start, really. Just so much news. Just too much news, maybe too much. Maybe just call it quits. Maybe just sack it off now.
Just hit the end button.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for watching the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. Too much news, so yeah. No, why don't we start?
I got some news. Sorry, I'm playing.
I would enjoy it if at 10 o'clock one night they just said there's just too much happening. We can't.
Dan,
We just can't. I wouldn't blame them, to be honest, at the moment. If they went, I can't deal with this. Look it up yourself if you want to know what's going on.
Dan, you've lost the news.
Well, I'll tell you something that happened. Gamescom happened last week, and we haven't discussed it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's something we can talk about.
We can do it. Yeah. Fuck for that. It's big things from Gamescom. They announced Halo's release date, which I think is December 7th.
December 7th, 2021. Which,
Right.
to be honest, considering it was pulled forward from like the end of 2022, I am mystified as to what happened there. Beyond the public relations
Well, I think they were just going like the other way of like just tell people it's been delayed by 15 years, and then whenever it comes out, they'll be delighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another game that could have learned from that, isn't there? So, yeah. Phil says, "Don't worry, guys, I'm here, and your massive faces are on the big screen." I'd have a massive face most of the time as well, so it must be extra massive.
My wife constantly tells me that I've got a massive face.
A big friendly face.
Yeah. Games, innit? So yeah, it's Halo. That's what we were talking about. Halo got announced a particular date. We still haven't seen a campaign gameplay trailer, and we got told that we're not getting Forge to kick things off or co-op mode.
So I'm less bothered about that, but I know that Forge is a big deal for the sort of modding and hardcore multiplayer community.
Forge is just fun, isn't it? Like it was like that first kind of you got this big arena, do what you fucking want in it. That's where Griffball comes from as well.
Yeah, but like where I would spend 6 hours getting one crate to sit on top of another crate and then piling up a load of explosive barrels and then blowing them up and going other people were creating quite complex, real interesting gameplay.
I still love that Griffball came from Red versus Blue and was literally a throwaway joke in one episode where someone said, this game's what it's better than Griffball, and the character Griff's like, oh god, I hate Griffball or something like that, and of course it never got expanded, and then suddenly they created a version of it where you just have to plant a bomb on a base and it became Griffball, which what a series.
But it was in Halo 3, wasn't it? In the Forge in Halo 3, they built a Griffball arena as one of the as one of the sort of things that you could build in. It was the exact specification, because before they'd done it by piling up crates and things to form the arena size.
Yes, and it was it's you got the bomb and everyone has hammers.
Yeah, and that's basically the rules.
Yeah. So anyway, Dan, no forged, no campaign.
Not from launch. It will be in eventually.
It's no co-op campaign. It will have campaign.
It will have a campaign. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I don't know.
The multiplayer looks really good fun though. What?
It is strange though, isn't it? I mean, Halo games often, for a lot of people, rested on the single player campaign. You know, it was. You know, I know the multiplayer becomes the enduring part that lasts forever, and people really get. But the campaign was all about the story, and they fucked it up in Halo 5, and they didn't do the best job with Halo 4. So, and also Halo Reach. Halo Reach was a good story, but you know what? We deserve a good Halo campaign. Campaign.
Reach was good, but it suffered from that thing of, well, we know what happens to everybody,
no, but
it just became who can have the noblest death competition.
Yeah, and of course they're called Noble Team.
Yeah, a bit on the nose, guys. Come on.
Yeah, a bit on the nose.
And then Halo 4 was just a bit boring, to be honest. Samey environments, and shooting robot-y things is not as satisfying as shooting non-robot-y things.
No, I also found that it was just mental. I couldn't really focus on what was going on in that story. I didn't really get it. Like the librarian was
you had to like go deep into the wiki to really get because the Didact pops up and you're clearly meant to be like, Jeff, it's the fucking Didact. But what you're actually going is, well, who's this knobbly bastard?
Didact.
You don't have a clue if you're a normal.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you on that one. I did come away from Halo 4 feeling very disappointed. When I have to confess, never ever actually completed the Halo 5 campaign because I got
about 4 missions into Halo 5, and then
I got to the point where Cortana comes back, and it was just like, I'm done with this. Like, no way, she died, and they made a whole thing of it in that last previous game. So what the fuck?
I
hard
finished
pass.
Halo 5. Halo 5 was just utter shite. Halo Reach is good, and I like. I don't like that we know what's going to happen, obviously, but it does play into it quite nicely.
Oh, it's good. It's just it's not going to surprise
you make a bed,
much.
Rust. You're going to lie in it now, so you know. Yeah.
I believe I did say it was good.
Ah, did you?
I think I did. No, let's change it. It's awful. I hate it.
Oh, shit. I don't like it. I have. Actually, my camera is sat on it at the moment. Is the Halo Reach limited edition box with the little journal that they made up? There's a collectible journal, Dr. Halsey's journal. It's awesome. It's such a good read. It's got some really good shit in there. Actually, it's got some really good stuff. A lot of people don't notice it these days. It's very cool.
I quite enjoyed Halo 4. I'll be honest. I thought Halo 4 did quite a good job. I'm suffering from serious mask beard. You can see there's a ridge there. Oh, it's the worst.
Oh, the pain of being irresistibly masked.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be COVID, I suppose. But yeah, I enjoyed Halo 4. Not as much Halo 3. Halo 3 for me was the pinnacle of everything in terms of like multiplayer, in terms of like single player campaign as well.
I mean, also Halo 3 fell in the sweet spot of my available time to sit on the Xbox playing multiplayer.
Yes, I think that's the key, isn't it? Really.
So I'm never again going to be able to spend hour after hour after hour just going through multiplayer matches.
No,
I've got it. I've managed to get it all out.
Well done.
Here's the bubble wrap with the.
I've got that one.
Yeah, with the journal on the inside. Which actually I don't think I've ever opened because I bought 2 of them, one that I could play with and one that I could keep pristine. And I think this is the one that I try to keep pristine.
I was expecting that to be like a little leaflet or something, but no,
it's like it's a full blown
really
thing.
good.
And it's got loads of, it's like a proper like old style kind of feely sort of box with like loads of stuff in it. Like there's all sorts of bits and bobs. I'm just going to tip them out. Oh fuck! I shouldn't have done that. Oh shit. Okay. Right, everything's out now.
That is pretty cool.
But yeah, it's got stuff like John's biometric data
Oh,
in
nice.
there. Some of his blood works, which are pretty cool. Dr. Halsey's pass card was in there.
Cool.
A UNSC
Oh
pass
man,
card.
that means you can get in some really like secret shit, man.
Yeah, a really
Yeah.
cool Spartan badge, which is actually like embossed. That's actually proper like embossed.
Mm.
And then various sort of files and all these kind of things, and maps and other bits and bobs, pictures of like planets and solar systems. It's brilliant. It's really cool. They really went to town with
That
it.
does look really good, actually.
Yeah, it's well worth it. The journal itself is a really good read as well. It talks about like Dr. Halsey's relationship with Jacob Keyes and the fact that Miranda is her daughter and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's
Wait,
well,
Miranda is Halsey's daughter.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they shared custody, but she took the name Keyes because she didn't really know her mother. She punished her by taking her last name, by taking her father's last name.
That is genuinely, these days all you get in a special edition is a limited edition cosmetic skin.
Yeah, in the game, which isn't something you can tangibly touch. I like to tangibly touch things.
You're famous for it.
Yeah, man. Infamous, even.
There's some chatter in the chat. Phil
where you find it.
says, "Don't worry, guys, I'm here." But I've done that one already. Paul says, Dinara O'Hanrahan. What's that from?
So it's Peter O'Hanrahan.
Peter
Yeah.
O'Hanrahan.
Yeah.
Peter O'Hanrahan. Yeah.
So the day to
What's
day,
that
isn't it?
from? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's right, yeah. Dan says, Halo, is that a new IP? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Jamie says, was the last Halo released on the 360? No, it was Halo 5
was the
ever
one.
released on 360? Just on the one.
No,
think it's
yeah,
one.
Halo 5 wasn't on the 360.
You can tell because it
4
kind of goes with
was?
the Xbox One because it was shit. Phil says, I actually enjoyed Halo 5. I hated the floaty robots in 4.
Floaty
I
robots,
couldn't stand
yeah.
Halo 5. I every time I'd play as Master Chief, I'm like, yeah, I'm loving this. And then I'd play as Agent Locke, and I'm like, oh.
I think the problem with the robots in Halo 4 is you didn't get much in the way of like feedback. You just sort of blasted away at them until they exploded.
Yeah.
There was no sort of sense of them like jumping into cover or reacting to being shot or anything like that. Probably quite realistic for robots, but not very satisfying in a gameplay situation.
Gears 4 suffered a bit from that as well, I thought.
Yes. Yeah.
Paul says Master Chief and Big Blue Titty Monster are the only marketable faces of the franchise. They have to be in it. Yeah. Like, you can't...
You can't do Halo without
Reach
Master
was
Chief.
good, yeah. Although Jack says everybody's still sleeping on ODST. Firefight was an absolute highlight. Yeah, it really was. ODST was great fun as well.
And I've got to say, the campaign for ODST was a really nice take on the Halo universe. I mean, setting it in the destroyed, or under siege Mombasa, New Mombasa was, pucker. Really, really good. Love that campaign.
And Phil says he likes Reach's multiplayer the most. I think for the same reason as Russell, is that it's the one I had most time to play on.
Yeah, I think you have one that just slots into your sort of heyday of doing that sort of thing, and it's going to be your favourite.
Halo 2 for me. Halo 2.
Halo 3, and then if we're not talking Halo, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I pumped so much time into that game.
And that was before
yeah.
Call of Duty got to... you go in there now, and it's just 12-year-olds with Monster Energy drink running through their veins.
I've got to do something with my Friday nights.
I've managed to... That bought me enough time to dig out some news.
Yes.
So...
Dan, you found the news!
found the news, everyone. We'll carry on with Gamescom though, won't we? So Xbox games, cloud gaming coming to Xbox consoles. I really like this. This is a really cool idea. So if you've got an Xbox One, you'll be able to play Xbox Series X games on your Xbox One through the cloud.
Awesome. Now
I love that. I mean, it's all just a bit of Microsoft just saying the words cloud, X, box, and series in a seemingly random pattern.
Yeah.
With Game Pass chucked in every 5 minutes, but I'm loving it. It's great. Basically, they're getting to that point. It's still quite confusing, but basically, at some point soon, you'll just be able to play any Xbox, Microsoft, PC game on anything wherever you want.
Yeah.
Is pretty much what they're going for.
Yeah.
A lot harder to do than it sounds.
Yeah.
It's funny, that actually reminded me when I worked at when I did a few hours on live TV for I won't say the name, but I did for that TV channel. There was a TV presenter I worked with, Babe Station. There was a TV presenter I worked with who barely did any research before his shows. Was quite famous amongst some of the guest presenters for basically when it came to like a tech product, like a laptop or something, he would just say words. Like it was like, and this of course is the Coda SparkWave laptop, 67 gigabyte megapixel laptop, chiclet keyboard. You know, it was just a list of like words. So Tom, tell us about it. You know, just like
So
this is the.
You've basically given away that it was Michael Parkinson, though.
So tell me, what was the? So I want to get tell us about your fitness video. And here's some real music, Michael Bublé. Real music.
We once when we used to get drunk, when me and Russ lived together with our friend Mike, one of our favourite things was looking through all the home shopping channels and seeing which ones had free phone numbers.
Yeah.
To call in a prank fashion, I suppose, really. And the one where we called about it was a painting of a train, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, or like a die-cast model of a train or something.
Yeah, and Mike was wondering, hello, yes, I was wondering, this doesn't appear to have the right livery on the actual model itself. And I was wondering if this is something that could be changed before being sent out. And then they go, right, so, I mean, we'll ask the expert, we'll put you on air and you can ask them.
Yeah.
We should have just gone with it. What the fuck's wrong with us?
I was wondering. Yeah.
Oh, this has backfired.
I think it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and we were very drunk, and probably not at the peak of our creative abilities when it came to thinking of funny things to say.
It was when we ordered the holy water, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we ordered some holy water from this one of those televangelist guys.
Wow.
Who was apparently based in Hemel Hempstead.
Yeah.
And then our flat was bombarded with some very persuasive junk mail and solicitations for donations for the next 6 months or so before they obviously realised that we weren't going to give them any money and stop sending us stuff.
It started out with as we know, 156 is a holy number. So just send £156 to me every month, and you will be blessed. And then it will be, as we all know, £83. 83 is a holy number. So just send £83 every month, and it just got more and more desperate as the number got smaller and smaller.
So they kept sending weird stuff. So they sent like a little vial of oil that we were meant to anoint ourselves with, and then send them lots of money. And
you got the feeling no one ever asked for the holy water.
Some weird gloves, I think, at one point. I can't remember what the significance of those was.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he ended up in some legal difficulties, that guy, because very clearly a fraudster.
Yes, definitely. Paul says prank calling free phone numbers was awesome. We prank called the Vaseline helpline saying that I'd swallowed a whole they ruined it by saying the creator used to eat a tablespoon every day.
That's what they say, isn't it?
See, this sort of stuff is wasted on the youth of today. It's not as much fun just tweeting nonsense at people.
There are some people who literally swear by that. Like if they have a sore throat, they will take a spoon of petroleum jelly and just there we go, all gone. Okay. Sore throat gone, thoroughly lubricated.
Grim.
Yeah.
He also said that and getting samples of Tampax sent to all his mates.
Oh, but that's what I used to do with those, like, you know, that freestuff.co.uk. Back when I was at university, like 2001, 2002, that was when it was actually pretty decent, and you could go on to free stuff and actually find free stuff rather, you know, and you could just be like, oh, I'll have a trial of this stuff. I'll have a trial of those bars, or like, you know, protein bars or something, and they would actually arrive. Whereas these days, freestuff.co.uk is filled with, I mean, everything has a hurdle to entry. Like you have to give your email address over, you have to give this, you have to promise to do that, you have to promise to review it, you know, and all that kind of shit. And it's just like, no, I just want a fucking Nutrigrain bar, like, to arrive in the post in about a month's time when I'll be like, oh yeah, fuck, oh cool, I've got a Nutrigrain bar. You know, that's all I want these days. Come on, I'm
Just
a man
a
of simple
surprise
pleasures.
Nutrigrain every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. Just yeah. I mean, it used to be for me the surprise emails in my inbox. Like, oh, cool! I forgot I signed up for this.
Emails. Tom.
Yeah.
Just surprise emails, huh?
But do you remember I think I spoke about this on the podcast.
We
before.
know, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
the surprise.
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 Oh, surprise. Surprise. Just every couple of days. Oh, cool.
Right, Gamescom then. The other thing that Xbox announced, the new console. It's a Series X, but it is the Halo limited edition Series X. And it is one sexy motherfucker.
It's so cool. On no account should you buy one, but it's awesome.
It looks
That's
right.
the new one.
Yeah.
Xbox Series X new.
Well, it's not new. It's an Xbox Series X with the Halo design on
Yeah.
it.
Oh, hang on. Hero Series X Halo Edition. Let's have a look.
It is very cool.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
There's. Oh, yeah. This is the grey one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The limited edition. £700?
Yeah, they went pretty quickly, so I'd imagine that's a scalper.
Yeah, that's a scalper, but my god, does the skin look amazing.
I know, right? It's good looking.
And they often do, like, they put little LEDs and things in it sometimes as well.
Oh. Although, to be fair, it reminds me of that time that I bought the Halo edition of the Xbox 360, and of course it fucking errored and bricked, and it got repaired once, and then it went out of it got replaced by the new one, and then after that they were like, oh, it's 180 quid to fix it. It's like, what? No. And it's just up in the loft now. Poor thing, probably clogged with dust and shit.
They've just tried to charge me 85 quid to fix Sarah's Elite controller because it's out of warranty.
Jesus.
So I've just ordered the parts and I'm going to give it a go myself.
Dude, you've built a PC, mate. Like, if you can...
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like a giant Lego kit though. This actually involves knowing what I'm doing.
Have you got yourself like some little screwdrivers?
Yeah, I've ordered them as well. So I'm quite looking forward to it, I'll be honest. The other thing they announced was the Elite Wireless Controller 2 as well. The Halo limited edition Elite Wireless Controller. And that is also sexy.
Is this the I think
The green
this
one.
is it. Yeah, here we go. I'm just having a look at a picture of it now. Oh, with the gold D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is really good looking.
Doing it for me, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I am happy with this. Let's have a look. Oh god. There's someone has posted a picture of all 4 of the Halo edition consoles on a shelf. They've got the Halo edition Xbox One, the Halo edition Xbox Elite, and then the previous version, which was the white one, and the green Xbox 360.
The
Wow.
360 is my favourite up until this new one.
The green one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
360
it
was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous, yeah. It was good looking.
Dan asked how expensive is it just to buy a new Elite controller. They're about 150, 160 pounds.
150, 160, yeah.
They are amazing controllers though. So and
You can't do the whole design studio thing with an Elite one, can you?
No, that's why it's such a big deal that they've released a different colour for it, like the Halo one. So
Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry.
Saints Row reboot was announced as well. And it looks interesting. Loads of people don't like it, but I think it looks fun.
It looks pretty good. They've also stuck Saints Row 3 up on the Epic Store for free.
Exactly.
So get on that because that's the best one.
Yeah. You have to remortgage your home. Yeah, just even to get it fixed is unbelievable. Getting it fixed costs more than my controller cost. So yeah.
It does, like, although it's sort of meant to be more extreme and ruggedized, it's also got much more sensitive moving parts in it. So it's probably a bit more prone to failure than a regular one.
Exactly. But yeah, Saints Row looks fun. I'm up for some more Saints Row. And it's Saints Row 3 on the Epic Game Store is, if you've never played Saints Row 3, that's the one to play. That's the sweet spot, I think. That is this is pretty fucking crazy, but it's not too crazy, and it's still an element of challenge. And like I remember I was skeptical about whether I was going to play it, and my mate goes, "I'm just going to say there's a level called Gangsters in Space." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm in."
It's like by the time you finished the prologue, you've robbed a bank and like drop kicked your way through a crashing aircraft.
Yeah,
it knows how to have fun.
Yeah, it does. This looks good. Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's a tactical RPG for starters. Team behind XCOM making a Marvel game, and it looks really good fun. A great superhero lineup for the looks of things as well. I'm not interested in Call of Duty at the moment because Activision are shits. So I'm
also just not interested in Call of Duty really.
Yeah. However, Laura Bailey being in Call of Duty Vanguard has piqued my interest a little bit because I like nice things to happen to Laura Bailey because I like Laura Bailey.
Yeah, I like Laura Bailey too. Sorry, my eyes are watering a little bit. I'm not crying.
Is it that controller just so beautiful?
It's just so beautiful. I would never own these pretty things.
The Panasonic SCG #1. File this under Crazy Gadgets, it says on PocketLint.com, announced at Gamescom. The Panasonic SCGN01 is a surround sound speaker that you wear around your neck like a travel pillow.
Okay.
Dokev, the studio behind Black Desert, was one of the games that genuinely gave us a wow moment. It's an open world adventure inspired by Pokemon, but with stunningly realistic locations. That's fun. And Dying Light 2 got announced as well.
Yes,
there is a huge following for Dying Light, and I did not realise that.
I actually found it quite a fun game.
Yeah, me too. But people love that game.
Bit of parkour, bit of zombie open world.
Parkour. Yeah,
parkour. Oh, that episode of The Office is funny.
It's one of my favourite moments when you think that you know it's all going to go wrong, but you don't know how it's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
But you don't expect them to just fall through the box.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
I like The Office. It's funny. God, it's funny because it's just funny. Okay, well that's that. I'm going to lead you in with some news if that's all right, Tom.
Lead me in because I've got two bits of news actually. One is actually about diecast collectibles that I wanted to talk about.
There you go. This isn't about that though. Cyberpunk 2077 developer hires popular modders. This is on comicbook.com. Group of beloved modders from Cyberpunk 2077 community will soon be working with CD Projekt Red in its official capacity. Fans might know the modders Trade Rain, Night Maria, Bloomster, Fuzzo for their work on Wolven Kit modding tool, which can be used for Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3. So they're hiring modders on their game, which I think, for the first time in a couple of years, is a step in the right direction for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? That there are actually quite a lot of examples of games that have been increasingly improved by having the community who have actually managed to stick steadfast. I mean, I remember in the early days of Cyberpunk's release, there were plenty of people out there who were releasing kind of back shelf mods that they'd done themselves to correct memory use issues by the game. The game was was using memory wrong and was saving things in the wrong places, and their mods were just basic infrastructural changes to the game that made it work better for more systems, which seems like the kind of thing that I played at the last mission just because I was kind of getting to a point where I was like, I just want to see how this ends. I just want to kind of see how this game ends.
I just want this to end.
I just wanted to. So I played the last mission. I kind of got to that point of no return where it says, just remember, you can't go back. And I thought, fuck it, I want to start this game again anyway because I think it needs a new go through now. The new patch has arrived, patch 1.3, which I'll talk about in a sec. I got to the end of it, and the credits, run for ages. So much so that they actually have a fast forward button, which I think must have been patched in at some point. You hold down F. The quality assurance team is one of the biggest list of names on that, and I have to ask, if we're to believe what we've heard in the aftermath, these were the people who were actually saying to the upper brass,
"It's fine, mate.
It can't go out like this. It can't go out like this." And it was actually the top that went, we've got to ship it. Like we've said, we're going to ship it. Like just if it's working, like we'll get it out the door and then we'll patch it and all that stuff. So I just thought these are the guys, unfortunately, that are going to have their names run through the mill. Anyway, patch 1.3 is out. The patch notes are exhaustive, are so exhaustive. There are several things that they still haven't fixed. The police mechanics are bizarre. Like you can do a crime and then literally policemen pop into existence around you, and invariably they outgun you so much that you're dead. And sometimes their little drone thing doesn't work and it follows you around for a bit and then it loses you. Like you literally run around a corner and it's like, oh well, he's gone. There's no threat in that open world beyond obviously the police killing you almost immediately, but then that feels like a cheap shot anyway. But I have to say, from a stability point of view, I've installed patch 1.3 and I've played quite a lot of it, and I haven't experienced any of the crashes or blue screens of death that I was getting beforehand. So if you are going to get Cyberpunk 2077 now, you are probably going to find that it will be about as stable as it'll ever be. And they have added some new DLC, as they're calling it, which, to be quite honest with you, is pointless. It's cosmetic. It's a new look for Johnny Silverhand. It's a couple of jackets. It's a new car. It's nothing like what we were promised. We're in September of 2021 on the timeline, which said we were going to have 2 or 3 chunky bits of DLC, which are nowhere to be seen. I think Cyberpunk 2077, I think CD Projekt Red have just decided that they're just going to piddle shit out. And if some modders want to come on board and fix the shit, then so be it. But yeah, it's still worth it. It's still a good game now. Now, the stories are great. Some of the missions are fantastic. Some of the gunplay is really good fun. It's still quite a good world. But it's not what we wanted. It's not what we were told we were going to get. And we've had to wait.
Promised.
No, we've had to wait nearly a year for it to get to a stable point. I don't think this is going to have the No Man's Sky thing. I don't think what we're going to suddenly get is a game experience like that is suddenly great to play and everything that we all thought it was going to be, because it's not going to be that. But what you have is actually quite a decent immersive sim of sorts, ish, kind of.
Yeah, like although No Man's Sky was misleadingly marketed, it worked. It was a functional game. It just didn't.
Still one of my favourite videos is the big trailer with the epic music, and then it shows some of the creatures that have been procedurally generated.
Yeah,
and they just look utterly ridiculous. And it's the badly played Jurassic Park theme tune. As it's absolutely hilarious. One of my favourite videos. Some comments. Paul Edge says, a surround sound speaker with a fitting that looks like something out of a Saw film. Awesome.
Yeah.
Dan says, modders have been good for patching and fixing games in the past. And Jack says, this is a Bethesda approach: release a broken game, get the community to fix it instead of you.
Yes, but if you do that and then you hire those people, you can then say, we have fixed it.
Yeah, but I actually don't hate that idea that you can do a good enough job.
No, get it sorted. Also, then those people doing that work will actually get paid for it.
Exactly.
I still think. I know that Fallout 76 was a fucking pile of shit. And
but apparently, it's actually quite good fun now.
Again, but that's still a couple of years down the line, isn't it? Fallout 4, when it first came out, was still largely intact and is still a more immersive world with stuff going on than Cyberpunk 2077. Like, I know they get a lot of shit, but like their open worlds actually are. I mean, look at Skyrim. Look at Skyrim and the enduring nature of Skyrim. Like, you don't
It's getting re-released again.
Yeah, but I know, but you don't get that without it being a good, realised world that works.
It'd probably be more of a newsworthy thing if there was a week when Skyrim was not being re-released on anything.
Yeah. Now play it on a potato.
They joked about it coming out on a fridge. And then it came out on the fridge.
They had Skyrim released on Alexa, didn't they? There is like a version of Skyrim you can put on Alexa, which I think is quite good. Although I should stop saying Alexa, because my little Alexa right here.
Should start Siri.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, do you like Skyrim?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
So we'll
You've
come back to
confused
her.
her.
We'll come back to her.
We sell speakers at work, and I caught a kid shouting Alexa at them.
Everyone just assumes she's there. Alexa, are you listening to me?
I'm designed to protect your privacy, so I record audio only after your device detects the wake word.
All right, touch defensive there, Alexa.
Whoa!
On Apple
All right,
devices,
Alexa.
You always know when your request is being sent to the cloud and recorded.
Okay,
because
all right,
a blue
Alexa.
light indicator.
Let's stop. All right.
She's clearly been asked that a few times.
Right, no, I'm had enough of this. Right, you're going to listen.
Yeah.
Like I listen.
Yeah.
all
I'm
the
sorry.
time.
Sorry. I won't listen to you. Yes. So, yes. Any more comments about Cyberpunk 2077 before I move on to some
No,
excellent
but Paul
diecast?
wants to know if Dan is drinking lager and milkshake.
I'm drinking, so I stopped off at
Cider and
Burger King on the
Tango.
way home.
What
Because
is it, Dan?
I literally stopped off at Burger King on the way home because I came straight from work to the podcast. So this was a Coke from Burger King. That I
Have you
still
got a massive hand, or is that a tiny drink?
I just probably held it up.
An enormous hand.
Oh, I'm with you now. The perspective. It's probably just. I don't know. Apparently, I've got a pretty big hand.
I can't eat Burger King anymore. Last time I had a Burger King, I mean, honestly, the middle of the night, it just flew out of me. And then I waited a couple of years. I had another one, and the same thing happened. About midnight, 1 o'clock, woke up, flew out of me. It was literally
I'll tell
like
you what.
shoes falling out of a loft, mate. It was awful.
I'll report in next podcast, but yeah, I can see that.
Already, it's already knocking on the door, isn't it?
I got myself an alcoholic beverage. I got myself a Desperado, which if you
I've
haven't
seen
had Desperado, it's chavvy as fuck, but it is really nice.
Do you remember that Family Guy like cutaway about vodka beer? Do you remember that? It says beer on the can, but inside is 20 ounces of carbonated vodka. Your wife will never know. And walks up to her, she goes, I'm really proud of you cutting down to 1 beer a night. And he just goes, take your underwear off. turns to the camera and just goes, she don't know. Take off your underwear. She don't know. Vodka beer. So good.
And by the way, I thought I'd introduce a new drink. I've also got a bottle of water as well.
Neat tequila.
Yes. Yeah.
So you know your big like hydrate
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah.
So I got one. And I thought I was getting the small one, like the smaller one.
Yeah.
And obviously the one I got was like like a fucking water cooler bottle. Like, it's like one of them, man. I'm
Yeah,
walking
that's the one I've got,
around with
isn't
this thing, like
Yeah.
fucking chugging like out of this thing.
It's the 2 litre one, yeah?
2.2 liters, like
Yeah.
I can't carry it in a bag. I
Yeah,
need
you
a bag
can.
for it. Like,
Well, that's why it's got a handle, Tom. It's portable.
man, it's ridiculous. Like, I should be having conversations around it. It's so big.
Mine smells a bit funny, so I'm going to have to buy a new one.
It smells funny.
Yeah.
Gone a bit yeasty.
Yeah, it just smells a
What?
bit funny, so I need to get a new one.
Well, what have you been carrying around in it?
Water?
Well, why does it smell bad? Like, are you rinsing it out every now and then? Are you giving it a wash?
Not really.
No. I have never taken the lid off. I just fill it through the tiny hole at the top.
Oh, I took the lid off. No, I had to stop doing that because the rubber started coming off of the stopper. So I'm gonna get a new one soon.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
we all
pretty
look forward to
affordable,
that.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get a mouse mat.
Yeah, get yourself a mouse mat. Shall I do some diecast news?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Sure,
Yes,
why not? Forefront
So-
of popular culture.
For diecast models. Aren't they metal? So obviously there's a new James Bond film
That
coming
is
out.
the jingle. That is the jingle
What?
for diecast model corner.
Ooh, aren't they
Aren't
metal?
they metal?
Oh, yeah, diecast news with Tom Roberts. Oh, aren't they metal? Yeah, that's good. That we should. I'll do a jingle. I'll try and record something.
We'll do it
aren't they
every
metal?
news. Every news we'll do a diecast corner.
Oh, brilliant! Because I always have something to talk about diecast models. So, for anyone who doesn't know, love Corky James Bond cars. They're one of my favourite things, and I collect loads of them. I'll show you just very quickly because I like to show them off. up there. There is my collection of Corky James Bond cars. Got the Aston Martin over there, the Toyota, various other bits and bobs. Got Wet Nelly, she's up there, and various other ones. I've got some very special gold-plated ones at the top as well. Don't ask me how much they cost because it even makes me embarrassed to talk about how much I spent on those fucking things. So yeah, anyway, the new film No Time to Die comes out. Corgi has a massive range of really, really cool models from the film. So obviously we've seen the trailers, and there's that one bit where the Aston Martin is all covered with like bullet holes and scratches up the side. They have actually fucking released a version of that that you can have. And I'm just clicking into it right now with all of the. Shall I drop the link in the chat? Because I don't know, there might be some people who want to see that. I'll show you guys. But it looks absolutely awesome. It's got the machine guns sticking out the front of the headlights, and it's just covered with bullet holes and scrapes, and it looks so badass. And they've brought out a whole new line with all these lovely, great big boxes, and for the first time, they've actually brought out a motorbike Corky James Bond car, which is the I think it's the Ducati Scrambler that he rides around on, the 1200cc. Which is really, really cool. Also, the one that has people up in arms at the moment is actually a re-release of the original die-cast Aston Martin that Corky released, which I'm also dropping in the chat here. Now, back in the day, obviously the Aston Martin DB5 is silver, but Corgi thought that because it was just bare metal silver, it looked a bit cheap. So for some inexplicable reason, back in 1960, they painted it gold. So all of the Corky James Bond cars that were released at the time, Model 261 as it was known, was gold. So what they've done is they've re-released that as a limited edition. Now, for ages, it's been saying pre-order, expected summer 2021, but it is now September, and you can still only pre-order it. It hasn't actually released yet. And people are up in arms in the diecast world because we just want to get our hands on this because it's exactly the same as this re-release that they just made. So it's exactly the same as this. So it's this one, and it comes in a really nice slide-out presentation box here. So this little version of it.
You can tell you've done home shopping. I'm just going to say that.
So it comes in this nice little sort of present, and it's really, really nice. It's all good. It's all with the same features as the original 60s release. So you can change the registration plate.
The
on
little
it.
number plates twiddle around and stuff.
Yeah, they twiddle around.
That's cool. Nice.
And it's got all nice. It's actually just a slightly smaller size than we're normally used to. It's actually significantly smaller than all the re-releases that they did. So this one is the GoldenEye Aston Martin DB5 with all the working features and things like that. But it's the one that they released is significantly smaller. But yeah, still up for pre-order. Apparently coming out in the past. So still not out yet. But if you've seen any of the cool No Time to Die trailers, the Aston Martin that is battle damaged and bullet scuffed and has shattered windscreen and stuff like that is really cool, and I'm definitely going to get my hands on that. I'll show you just one last thing. My latest edition that I found in a charity shop is the BMW Z3.
So the Z3 from GoldenEye.
That's the Z3 from GoldenEye, which is actually really cool. It's got there's a little button behind James's seat here, which drops the headlights at the front and reveals the Stinger missiles that never get fired.
Yeah, that car had no gadgets used. Like, Q walks around it saying that it's got all this stuff, and it doesn't do anything.
Never does it.
It has a little screen that pops up to go beep, 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 a quarter of a second before what's his name's plane arrives.
The toy does it, as you can see there, just in that little cutaway down there. Sorry, it's a bit dark, but you can see just here, it shows drop the headlights and the little Stinger missiles pop out. It's pretty cool. And I found that, apparently I didn't know this, and I'm supposedly a collector, this packaging, very rare. The one with this round bit in the corner, very rare. You won't find the director's cut version of this with these for love nor money. So I was very lucky to find that. And that's it, that's diecast news.
It is exciting that they do seem to have actually got a concrete release date for No Time to Die as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see, there's been a bunch
Daniel
of
Craig
other
pops his
films
clogs.
have
Yeah,
been
it's-
postponed or because that is going to be like the anchor that is going to define the movie release schedule for the next year or so. Now
Yeah,
that is in
Tenet
there.
did.
So think
Yeah.
like Ghostbusters has been pushed back a week or so. Jackass isn't coming out till next year. I think
is
Top
this a
Gun's-
segue, Russ?
Top Gun's now not coming out till next year as well.
Nah, fuck it. It's not a segue. You're just gonna blow your load.
Is it still a segue if you never mind. But yeah, so No Time to Die has got a firm release date, hasn't it? Is it December?
Yeah.
Yeah.
September, isn't it? It's this month.
Is it
I
this
think
month?
it's this month.
Oh, right,
Yeah, it's
awesome.
this month. Which makes me think that actually what's going to happen is they're going to let the film release and then they're going to fulfill all the pre-orders on that car. They've been waiting for the film. I think they've been holding on. And then it'll all come out. And finally, we'll all get our hands on that beautiful bit of die-cast.
It is one of the longest delayed films because it was basically due to be released as COVID hit, wasn't it?
Yes.
So it's been finished and done and dusted for like 2 years now.
Of course, they want to recoup their investment in making the film. And of course, cinemas being shut would have massively impacted that. But now they're reopening again.
I don't think there's any way they would have considered. They'd have had to have been absolutely desperate to consider a home release for this.
Which is why I feel quite bad for Black Widow, because that sort of has been released as a premiere on Disney Plus, and I just don't think the uptake has been as wide.
It was all right. It didn't do bad. The problem Marvel have got is they've got 6 films that are now kind of like a backlog that have got to be released in a certain order. So it had to be released one way or another. And I think they had to
get it out.
I feel sorry for Scarlett Johansson, who got stiffed out of the money they made off Disney Plus, basically. But
yeah, well, there is that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit like, I don't think she's going to be sleeping on the streets as a result of the missed income from this.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The contract should have been renegotiated when the release, the thing that calculated how she was going to get paid changed. So that should have been the basis for a renegotiation of contract. And it doesn't look good on. It's not really Marvel. It's Disney. It does not look good on Disney how that went down.
Here's some questions then in the chat. It's kind of gone wild with the best Bond car.
Chat's gone wild.
Yeah.
Best Bond car. What have we got?
Well, there's a few here, and then it went on to best Bond theme afterwards. So we'll do that in a bit. So Phil Knuckles. This is Paul's question. Phil Knuckles says the DBS from Casino Royale. That's my personal favourite as well.
That is incredible.
Even though it lasts a total of about 5 minutes, doesn't it?
The noise it makes is just
Yeah.
insane.
Dan says the one that turns into a submarine. I like that one as well. The Lotus.
It's the Lotus, isn't it? Yeah,
I've got her. I've got Wet Nelly. Sorry, I have to show her off because she's beautiful. Wet Nelly is beautiful.
What film is it that he drives a 2CV around?
I think the 2CV is from. Oh, bollocks. I want to say Never Say Never Again, isn't it?
Don't think so. Quick Google.
No, it won't be. James Bond.
That's For Your Eyes
For
Only.
Your Eyes Only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Paul Edge says the V8 Vantage from Living Daylights.
What, the one with the skis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
And
a
I mean,
cool
obviously,
car.
the classic DB5. I mean, that is one of the most insanely gorgeous cars ever made.
Yeah.
With a huge engine. I mean, unbelievably huge. A 4.6 litre engine, I think it was. I mean, fucking unbelievably large.
That's the one that looked the V8's the one that looked like a Mustang, isn't it?
It looked like a Mustang, yeah. I think the one with the pop-out skis is actually available in diecast.
Then they went on to best Bond themes. So Phil says he likes "You Know My Name" from Casino Royale.
That is a cracking song.
It is
I
good.
don't know how Bond themey it is.
I think it's pretty Bond themey. Like the one after with I love the one with Jack White and Alicia Keys.
Yeah, that's great.
Thought that was really good as well.
The Madonna one, terrible.
Wank, just utter wank.
Not a Bond theme.
Yeah. Dan also then says, along with Live and Let Die, it is a good one.
I mean, GoldenEye is a brilliant...
GoldenEye is great, but that's a throwback to the you can't really beat Goldfinger.
No.
It's except that in my head I see Alan Partridge singing it, stalking along the side of a dual carriageway.
Goldfinger, but don't go in. Yeah, that's really good. But also I always hear him doing glang 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 a lang a lang a lang a lang a lang glang a lang. Like, nobody does it better.
That's my favourite Bond theme, by the way.
Baby, you're the best. Oh, I nearly saw something there. She swings right towards the camera. Too late.
Yeah. What is it he says? Oh, fuck.
Bit of bush.
Bit of bush. Yeah, that's.
Oh, bit of nipple.
Yeah. Paul says, "Is Sucker for View to a Kill?" That's another good one as well. Grace Jones on Eiffel Tower with Simon Le Bon. Just for the end bit where Simon Le Bon turns to the camera and goes, "Le Bon, Simon Le Bon." I like that as well. I like
I hate
Living Daylights. Fuck you. I like Living Daylights as well.
Living Daylights is ace. I always thought that Timothy Dalton was a good Bond.
I like Timothy Dalton.
Dalton was great, yeah.
Very dark. He was a bit more of a tortured, dark Bond.
He was closer to the novel version of Bond.
Yes, certainly.
Who's frankly a bastard.
Yeah,
he's not a nice person in the books, is he?
No, he's a cocky, arrogant motherfucker, misogynist. Well, exactly how Bond is described by M in Goldeneye: a sexist, misogynist dinosaur, a relic of the Cold War. Which I think is just a perfect way of describing him. Which is a real shame, because actually Pierce Brosnan, for me, in GoldenEye, Pierce Brosnan is one of the best Bonds.
GoldenEye is fantastic.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brosnan happened to be Bond at a time when the script started going mental after that. And Tomorrow Never Dies was quite good.
That was quite good, yeah.
But then it disappeared off a knife edge. The World Is Not Enough was awful, really sad. And Die Another Day, apart from the setup, which I thought was really fucking cool, him being imprisoned. And actually, Die Another Day, the song by Madonna, I know we don't like it as a Bond theme, but actually as music to accompany the torture scenes and the deprivation that he goes through for 18 months in a North Korean gulag actually fits really, really well. I think it works. It's actually quite a harrowing scene. Especially when you find out that one of their prime methods of torture was to repeatedly sting him with scorpions and administer the anti-venom straight after, and then chuck him back in the room with the scorpions and then administer anti-venom. And he was just going through this for days on end. I mean, it's unthinkable, really.
It's a shite film, though.
Yeah, film.
It's a good setup, but then it's got that bit where he windsurfs up a glacier, which the VFX people are like, no, full daylight. We are 100% confident in our technology to make this look not execrable.
Yeah.
And the baddie wearing his like knockoff RoboCop gear at the end.
Yes, and the fact that we're supposed to believe that a North Korean colonel has had the extensive plastic surgery to become an Englishman. Gustav Graves, I believe is the name. Yeah. Is that the name? So one of my special editions is the Die Another Day Aston Martin V12 Vanquish in gold, with the little guns popped out and stuff like that, which was of course the infamous invisible car.
Would have been one of the best cars up to the point where it can just go invisible.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it's got like the spiked tyres and the little shotguns that swivel out of the bonnet and things like that. That was really cool. And the bit where that is sort of fighting the Jaguar out on the ice sheet, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It lands on its roof, so he opens the sunroof and fires the ejector seat to flip it back over. That's great stuff. And then he presses the I can go invisible button, and you're like, oh yeah, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, and it also has Michael Madsen, isn't it? It has Mr. Blonde as a crazed CIA operative who basically hijacks a sun satellite to destroy the DMZ so that American troops or North Korean troops can pour through it and invade the South.
Yeah.
Which is the whole setup for this. Like, it's like, that sounds like a Trump film. But yeah,
should we talk about Spider-Man?
I mean, we're kind of like, we don't really have time to do it now. Trailer looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, thanks for watching.
The trailer looks really good. Come on.
So, like Dan, you were saying how they've got a bunch of films backed up. This is an important film for Marvel. This is the first real new era film. Where, like, Black Widow is a prequel, kind of, and the last Spider-Man movie is very much dealing with the aftermath of Endgame.
I don't know. Shang-Chi seems to be set within this as well.
Yeah, but this is coming out before Shang-Chi, isn't it?
No.
Is it not? Oh, right.
No, Shang-Chi's out on Friday.
Oh, is it? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the second film that's going to be set in the sort of the real new...
I've got some more bad news for you. The Eternals is released between these two as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go.
So, yeah. But this is... Shang-Chi and the Eternals are not new franchises because they're all part of the Marvel franchise, but they are new superheroes that we haven't seen in the MCU before. Whereas this is the third film, and the setup for this so far has been excellent. With what we've seen of what could come from the multiverse, and from the trailer, what looks like Doctor Strange doing his bit to help open the multiverse as well, and then seeing the effects of that happen. It almost feels like they're going to shy away from the whole everyone knows who Peter Parker is kind of thing. That's going to be like the first act of the film, but then all shit goes crazy, using it as a device to open up the multiverse, basically.
Yeah.
With Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
something of a scientist himself. So
and Doc Ock, who is also something of a scientist himself, which makes me feel like if the multiverse is opening, does that mean that we might see a return of Iron Man?
No. I think not, because I don't think they'd like Iron Man to return, but I think they're very much aware that Robert Downey Jr. has kind of closed that chapter of his life.
Yeah, you can't. Even with something like the multiverse in play, it can't go as cyclical and just, everyone's back now, as graphic novels and comic books can. Because, I mean, he can't be asked doing any more of these, and fair enough.
A couple of thoughts, though. The thought is that Daredevil's in this one, which is nice.
There's that scene where he's clearly, like, he's under arrest or something, and you can see a lawyer-type person slapping some files down on the table, and you don't see who it is. Yeah,
but the rumour is that that's Matt Murdock.
That would be very cool. Very, very cool. Even if it's just a little cameo, that would make me very happy.
We just, because all that does is say, and Daredevil's in this universe, and we're using him. That's cool. Because the thought is that we're getting what's-his-face as Kingpin as well at some point. So that's nice. It just looks good. It looks like they are doing their, like, Loki did his part to open the multiverse. Scarlet Witch, like, I get the feeling all these things are going to happen at the same time. So, like, if you line up the last scene of, I think it's WandaVision with Loki, they line up perfectly to the moment when what's his face, the one who remains, kind of like raises his eyebrow and goes, that is the same moment that Scarlet Witch hears her kids in WandaVision. So I would imagine this is going to be more of the same with that, basically, but we're going to see the after effects of that in this, which will be, there is no way they can't put Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this film now. They have to be in this film.
That whole thing that was leaked and then very hastily covered up, weren't they sort of glimpsed in that?
Yes, yeah. And the fact is that the rumour is that when we see Doc Ock, he's not saying, hello Peter to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, he's saying hello Peter to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
So we are hopefully going to get into a too many Spider-Man situation.
Yeah, loads of Spider-Man.
That's quite exciting.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. And then if you can get Jake Johnson to come in as Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah, fully animated.
Amazing. Fully animated. Well, I think that's what they should do with the next Into the Spider-Verse. Have Tom Holland Spider-Man, but have him as live action. Go full Who Framed Roger Rabbit with it.
Yeah, like Space Jam technology being applied to Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, the point is, though, every other Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse is animated in the style of their comic.
they bring their style and their visuals over. So, yeah.
I love it. So, yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm excited about Shang-Chi as well. I do need to go see that, I think. And then Eternals as well when that comes out. I need to catch up with What If as well, because I've watched one episode of that so far.
I just watched the second one. The it's
T'Challa
very
as
enjoyable.
Star-Lord. Yeah,
it's really it's more sort of knockabout fun, but it's really good.
Jolie and I need to watch WandaVision, and we need to watch Loki, and we need to watch
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Do them in that order.
Yeah,
WandaVision first, then
I thought Loki was the best personally.
So WandaVision, Loki, and then the Falcon.
You could
take or leave Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's good, but it's not great.
It's the worst of the three.
Yeah.
And it's got long-lasting effects on the Marvel Universe. You probably want to watch it.
So it's the Attack of the Clones of those three.
It's better than Attack of the Clones.
No, but I mean, if we had to place it, it would be the Attack of the Clones of those three.
What, you mean the best one? No, it's not that.
Yeah, it's got 20% of it is really good.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. 20% of it is really good. Like, there's 2 episodes in it that when something crazy happens, that one episode where that really crazy thing happens, I don't want to give too much away, but Tom probably knows already anyway. That is excellent. How they handle all of that, I really liked. A lot of it doesn't make any sense. It's got a generic bad guy that's not really a bad guy, but it just, it's a bit disappointing, but it's got long-lasting effects, and those effects should be quite exciting when it comes to future Marvel endeavors. But then Loki more so, and WandaVision more so, I would say as well. WandaVision's brilliant.
Everyone says so.
And I say I really like Loki. I think I don't want to give too much away. It's just really good.
Loki's great, yeah.
So there we go. We talked about Spider-Man a bit.
Well, there we go.
Obligations fulfilled.
There we go. That's your fill. So that is the news. Mouse. So thank you very much for watching us on the stream. Thank you. Wave, everyone. Wave. Just wave. That's why they're here. Wave. Thanks very much for watching. And also thanks very much for listening. If you were listening to the podcast as well, check out the stream sometime if you fancy it. But if you like to listen, carry on doing what you're doing. You do you. All of you boo. We have been the Too Much Time on Our Hands team. If you would like to interact with us on any of our social media channels, it's at TMTOOH on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also on Instagram, if you go to our bio, you'll find a link to our Discord server where there's all sorts of chats going on, including all the updates for all the new episodes that are coming out. Dan, are there any new episodes of the podcast that you want to let people know about, or do you want to plug some of the ones that we put out 3 last week, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had to catch up. A couple of things in the chat, just quickly. Phil says Falcon and Winter Soldier is brilliant. You're just haters. The story didn't make any sense. I love those characters and love the characters we saw in it, but the actual story didn't make any sense whatsoever.
No.
It flitted from region to region, and I wanted it so bad to be good because I love those characters, but it's not bad. It's not brilliant, though. And Jack says, you'll spoil the Spider-Man leaks, but not Falcon and Winter Soldier. Strange priorities. Falcon and Winter Soldier is an actual TV series that came out that Tom is going to watch, and that's why we didn't spoil it for him. The Spider-Man leaks are things that may or may not have actually happened. Not priorities, not strange priorities at all. One's an actual TV series that we didn't want to spoil. So
Yeah. So it's not straight. It's not strange priorities. Get your fucking story straight.
So, there's with the podcasts have already come out that are coming out. I am, however, recording one on Friday to celebrate the start of the NFL season. With we're doing our top 5 sports films on Marbling Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Which I'm very excited about. What's your favourite sports film?
Field of Dreams. Waterboy.
Like that. Yeah.
Maybe that one where Gina Thingy and they are the female baseball team. That's a good one.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. I like that one. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
And what other sports films? The original Longest Yard.
Yeah, that's good.
Not the Adam Sandler remake because that was fucking poo bobbins. What other sports games are pretty good? I mean, it's a tenuous one, but Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I know that is linked to NFL.
Film.
It's not a sports
It's
movie,
linked,
is it?
but yeah.
It has sports in it, so I'm going to count it, whether you guys give me the authority to or not. Anyway, that is a full lid. Unless you guys have a favourite sport movie you want to share.
Days of Thunder, nice ball. Yes, Days of Thunder's great.
Days of Thunder, that's a good one. Russ, yourself?
Jurassic Park.
Favourite sports film?
Yeah.
Cool. Jurassic Park. Play the game today. Play the sport. Is it a sport?
Yeah.
Playing God, is that a sport? For
Right.
some, maybe.
Dinosaur is the sport.
Cool.
Any given Sunday, Adam? Yep, I agree with that. That's hovering around my top 5. It might
Cool.
not make it.
Jurassic Park, is it a sport? Let us know in the comments below. So that's your full lid. That's done. We are the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast team. Russ, goodbye.
That night.
So bizarre when I always say that. It's the thing that pops into my head the second I can't think of anything else to say. We are the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast team. Bye, Dan.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. And on that note, Russ, let's cue the music.